Hey you beautiful people, and blessings. Welcome to another installment of Synths at Bedtime. Synths at Bedtime. We take a passage from a classic novel and pair it with the synthesizer. Today's pairing comes courtesy of Dreadbox and is the rather fantastic Polyphonic Nymphes. And the passage is from Homer's Odyssey, translated at first into ancient Greek. Are you sitting comfortably? Kiknon dai daradai dekrianion aputalsion ektiaron butemon huaitas hala datorusi.
Children are they of the springs and groves, and of the sacred rivers that flow forth to the sea. And of them one threw upon chairs fair rugs of purple above, and spread beneath them a linen cloth. Another drew up before the chairs tables of silver, and set upon them golden baskets. And the third mixed sweet honey-hearted wine in a bowl of silver, and served out golden cups. And the fourth brought water, and kindled a great fire beneath a large cauldron, and the water grew warm. But when the water boiled in the bright bronze, she set me in a bath, and bathed me with water from out the great cauldron, mixing it to my liking, and pouring it over my head and shoulders, till she took from my limbs soul-consuming weariness. But when she had bathed me, and anointed me richly with oil, and had cast about me a fair cloak and a tunic, she brought me into the hall, and made me sit upon a silver-studded chair, a beautiful chair, richly wrought, and beneath was a footstool for the feet. Then a handmaiden brought water for the hands in a fair pitcher of gold, and poured it over a silver basin for me to wash. And beside me drew up a polished table, and the grave housewife brought and set before me bread, and therewith meats in abundance, granting freely of her store. Then she bade me eat, but my heart inclined not thereto. Rather I sat with other thoughts, and my spirit boded ill. Now when Circe noted that I sat thus, and did not put forth my hands to the food, but was burdened with sore grief, she came close to me, and spoke winged words. Why, Odysseus, dost thou sit thus, like one who is dumb, eating thy heart, and dost not touch food nor drink? Dost thou happily forebode some other guile? Nay, thou needest in no wise fear, for already have I sworn a mighty oath to do thee no harm. So she spoke, but I answered her and said, Circe, what man is right-minded could bring himself to taste of food or drink, ere yet he had won freedom for his comrades, and beheld them before his face? But if thou of a ready heart dost bid me eat and drink, set them free, that mine eyes may behold my trusty comrades. So I spoke, and Circe went forth through the hall, holding her wand in her hand, and opened the doors of the sty, and drove them out in the form of swine of 9 years old. So they stood there before her, and she went through the midst of them, and anointed each man with another charm. Then from their limbs the bristles fell away, which the baneful drug that queenly Circe gave them had before made to grow, and they became men again, younger than they were before, and far comelier, and taller to look upon. They knew me, and clung to my hands, each man of them, and upon them all came a passionate sobbing, and the house about them rang wondrously. Then the beautiful goddess drew near me and said, Son of Laertes, sprung from Zeus, Odysseus of many devices, go now to thy swift ship and to the shores of the sea. First of all do ye draw the ship upon the land, and store your goods and all the tackling in the caves. Then come back thyself, and bring thy trusty comrades. So she spoke, and my proud heart consented. I went my way to the swift ship and the shore of the sea, and there I found my trusty comrades by the swift ship, wailing piteously, shedding big tears. And as when calves in a farmstead sport about the droves of cows returning to the yard when they had had their fill of grazing, all together they frisk before them, and the pens no longer hold them, but with constant lowing they run about their mothers. So these men, when their eyes beheld me, thronged about me, weeping, and it seemed to their hearts as though they had got to their native land, and the very city of rugged Ithaca, where they were bred and born. And with wailing they spoke to me winged words, "At thy return, O thou fostered of Zeus, we are as glad as though we had returned to Ithaca, our native land."
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. A slight departure from the usual format insofar as usually I would get a very ambient track with the synthesizer. But I do believe the Nymphes really took lead, literally, with that, and the sounds that I was creating with it just seemed to suggest that I should go with something more epic, something more grand, and I think that the text as well, it felt right. So drums came from the Jomox XBASE 09, which, you know, is staple in my sound, and the bass comes from the Dreadbox Chromatic modules. Anyway, you know the drill. Comments below for suggestions, pairings, if you will. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and enjoy. And until the next time, keep it classic.